Hi, this is James Sedley, and welcome back to the Living in Savannah channel. Whether you're the type of person who bemoans the demise of mom and pop shops and other small businesses at the expense of large corporations, or you're a staunch capitalist who believes in the free market and whatever results may occur as a result of unfettered competition, or you're somewhere in between, I hope that today's discussion will provide some interesting food for thought for you and perhaps for others. And on that note on others, I really appreciate you liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I want to encourage you to stay tuned to the end of today's episode, where I will speak about some special offers for both sellers and buyers here in Savannah and in the landings in particular. So for those of you that aren't in the know, there's a real estate brokerage housed within the gates of the landings. This brokerage has enjoyed a special relationship over time and has served the community well at times, no doubt, and maybe not so well at times. As a newish resident moving from out of state earlier this year to the landings, I use this agency to assist on the purchase side of the equation, as many others have done. I will talk about the pros and cons of that experience in a future episode, but suffice it to say that there were enough of both, and that this is a common experience if my observations around the community are any indication. On a number of occasions, I've been told stories of sellers choosing to list their home with this home team agency because they either think it's the only option that they're allowed to choose, or that in doing so, they're making a decision that benefits them and their neighbors directly and or indirectly. So first off, let me say that any homeowner can choose to use any licensed brokerage to sell their landings home. There is no requirement to use the home team brokerage, if you will. With that said, let's look at how using that particular brokerage might theoretically benefit current and former neighbors as well as the seller. Yes, this brokerage's mission and operating practice is to build the brand of the landings nationally by driving awareness and buyer interest. What this translates to in practice is putting a portion of commission proceeds into advertising the landings. Now, that all sounds great, right? Who wouldn't want to see their community's stature grow or at least be maintained? Well, how do we actually go about measuring the impact? As a data guy and a results-driven professional who's had to demonstrate success and not just effort for decades as a sales and marketing professional, it seems to me that the proof would be in the pudding of home values and home sales. In other words, has this a special privilege bestowed on this brokerage resulted in a positive impact on home values for landings residents? In absolute terms, the answer is sure. An increase in average home values of just over 70% from 2019 to the present is pretty incredible, right? Well, what if I told you that the community where I served the majority of my clients before moving here was up over 73% across that same time span? And guess what? There wasn't any home team brokerage there. It was free market competition reigning, and the results certainly speak for themselves. And I'd be happy to look at a lot of other markets around the country, and I think you'd see a similar result there. So the bottom line is just know that you have a choice in the brokerage that you use to list or purchase a landings home, and maybe the easy choice or the most obvious one isn't always the best choice for everyone. That brings us to the promised special offer for sellers that I mentioned. If you are both buying and selling a home with me and my network of trusted referral partners, or I also represent the buyer for the home that you list with me here in the landings, you will pay only a 3.6% commission on the sale of your landings home. Certainly worth comparing with other offers that you may see out there. And as mentioned, I also have something special to offer to prospective buyers out there who are watching this video. If you take a discovery visit to the landings to spend 2 or 3 nights exploring the amenities here, getting a sense of what the community is all about, and you choose after that for me to represent you as the buyer's agent, I will pay for the cost of that discovery visit. That's right. Now, I'll refund you the $400 to $500 you typically or likely would spend to have that discovery visit on your accommodations, and I will even do so if you previously took a discovery visit and are now in the market to look for a home. So please do reach out anytime. I'd be happy to speak with you one-to-one at any point if you have questions about these offers or anything related to landings real estate or the landings lifestyle. Please do reach out anytime. It'd certainly be my privilege to work with you. And until then, Thanks again for tuning in, for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel, and for sharing with friends and colleagues who may also be interested. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks again.